Mike, and as I've said before, this is The Attic, where I discuss and review movies, DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks for all the nice people out there in YouTube land. This episode's our big 20th episode. Hard to believe anybody would put up with this channel for 20 episodes. So that means
I'm here, guys.
Yeah, here's my son Jake, and today's big movie is going to be the first Godzilla movie I introduced him to, which is this DVD 50th anniversary of Godzilla, not this movie, release of Godzilla versus the Smog Monster.
Or Godzilla versus Hedorah or Hedorah.
Yeah, however you want to pronounce it. We're not very picky. It's from 1971, 86 minutes long, in the 2:35.1 aspect ratio, in color. And it's, one of the first environmentally conscious Godzilla movies?
Yeah, it talks about world pollution. And Hero was made by pollution.
Yeah, toxic waste, I assume.
Yeah.
I watched this movie as a kid many, many times. It's one of my favorite Godzilla movies.
And speaking of kids, I first saw this movie when I was little.
5.
Yeah, 5 years old. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if I walked into the room while the movie was playing. But my parents were a little concerned that I would be terrified by it. Because you know how kids are very scared of monsters, no matter how ridiculous they look. Kind of like the Space Condor from the Giant Claw movie. Dad said that the giant condor looks ridiculous. But to a child, it can be very scary looking.
Oh, yeah.
But surprisingly, I was not terrified by the monsters in the movie. I stayed and watched the movie.
Yeah, and of course I bought more of these 50th anniversary. I guess there's the back of it. Of course, this was around 2004, which would have been the 50th anniversary of Godzilla. And I don't know what it was, Columbia or TriStar, one of them, or both.
TriStar.
They released a number of these 50th anniversary DVDs. And so I got back into collecting since he seemed to like the monster destruction.
And also, too, my second Godzilla movie was the 1972 movie Godzilla vs. Gigan. And also, on the Godzilla vs. Hedorah movie, the 50th, is it 50th?
Yep.
Anniversary of Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Sometimes I like to watch the Japanese trailer of my third Godzilla movie, which was Godzilla Tokyo SOS from 2003.
Which I also really like.
And there's another Japanese trailer where Godzilla is attacking a movie theater, which you can watch on YouTube.
Oh, well, maybe I'll do that.
Go for it.
Oh, thank you. Of course, they released many versions of this movie over the years. There was this Blu-ray release of it from Kraken Rising, which I had got at the time. I think this is a little expensive nowadays. And then I also, of course, just this year got this nice 4K of it.
Now, oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Now, if you watch Godzilla's Dad's Godzilla movie reviews, the 4K versions of Godzilla, there are no English subtitles in these Japanese release 4K movies.
Yeah, this doesn't have any, and it doesn't have Dolby Vision or HDR or any of that.
And of course, as you might expect, Criterion also put out this movie on Blu-ray. It's on disc 5, along with Godzilla Godzilla All Monsters Attack, aka Godzilla's Revenge.
Yeah.
And also, too, I have the Canadian version of the movie, double-sided. Well, it has two movies, Godzilla vs. Hedorah and the 1973 Ultraman-inspired Godzilla movie, Godzilla vs. Megalon.
Also one of my favorite movies, even though it's regarded as not so hot.
And, here's the back. You can see the pictures of the two movies. And here is the
disc.
Yeah, I don't want to scratch it or anything.
Yeah, it's priceless.
Anyway, and as you can see, there is no fancy-dancy artwork in it. And also, too, both the movies are in one disc.
On one disc.
Yeah, on one disc. And, and this disc, you don't have to flip it upside down to get a certain movie like...
Yeah, it's not a double-sided disc.
No.
It's just single-sided with two movies.
Single-sided.
But, yeah, I like this movie a lot. Like I said, I watched it a million times as a kid in the 70s and 80s. I love the music. I love the way Godzilla looks. There's an amusement park. I like the look of old amusement parks.
Oh, and also, too, I do want to point out some differences between the Canadian version and the Japanese release versions or something. In the Canadian version, when the movie begins, it doesn't show the Toho symbol like most Godzilla movies do when they begin to play. And there is some reusable soundtrack in there as well.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention, too. These two releases have the English dub version of the movie.
Yeah, but the song in the movie is not an English dub. Only the Canadian version is an English dub.
Yeah.
In the English version, it's Save the Earth. And in the Japanese version, it's Bring Back the Sun.
Yeah, like I did.
Yeah. Anyway, also, I do want to mention that the Godzilla vs. Hedorah movie was mentioned in the television show Alf in the anniversary episode of the first season. When Willie was watching a monster movie and Alf came along and played a guessing game with him, seeing what Godzilla movie he was thinking of. He gave three options, which was Godzilla, King Kong versus Godzilla, Mothra versus Godzilla, aka Godzilla versus Thing. A little bit weird for a Godzilla movie title. And, of course, the movie we're reviewing, Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster.
Oh, we're reviewing this movie? I give it a... should I review it yet?
We are reviewing it right now.
I mean, the score, the rules of pink insulation.
Oh, well, hold on just a minute. Because
hold on.
I do want to point out some Easter eggs in the movie.
Ooh, just in time for Christmas.
Anyway, in the scene, the first scene where the kid's playing with his monster dolls or Godzilla dolls, you can see an action figure of Ultraman hanging on the ceiling of his toy shed or whatever.
Yeah, not that one, though.
Yeah.
That one's ours.
Yeah. And also, too, there's a monster, there's a toy toy version of an Ultra Q monster, which is a series before Ultraman, named Kangon, and this is him right here, if you can see that perfectly.
Yeah, I can see it from here.
Anyway, he's a human-sized monster who devours coins in order to live.
And, of course, Ultraman and Ultra Q, all these shows are awesome as well.
And also, too, when I was watching the Criterion version, I also saw that there was a picture or poster of Ultra 7.
Yeah, also a great series.
Yeah. And also there were posters and postcards of other Ultraman monsters, and I kind of recognized a few of them.
And of course, if you know Godzilla at all, you know that the special effects guy is the guy that created Ultraman.
Well, he only he only did special effects for a few Godzilla movies until he decided to do Ultraman.
Yeah.
And after Ultra 7, you know, around the time after, I think a year after Ultra 7 was made, he passed away. And but the Ultraman series continued. And also, too, Kangon is also in the new Ultraman art series known as Internet Kangon. So.
Oh, well, there you go. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
So anyway, the 4K of this, of course, looks excellent.
Yeah.
Never looked better.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Doesn't have any HDR or Dolby Vision, as I think I mentioned in a previous episode when I showed off all these 4Ks from Japan. Oh, and that reminds me, if you're into Godzilla, which why would you be watching this if you weren't?
Oh, and also too, when I was a kid, when I liked Godzilla, I drew this picture when I was in elementary school. I'm not sure if I was in art class or anything, but I made this picture of Godzilla attacking a city. And I don't know why I didn't add arms to him, but I said,
fun.
I was very young when I drew this picture. If you all like it.
Anyway, the only thing I drew when I was a kid was flies.
Oh,
as you can imagine.
And also too, Hidra is also in some Godzilla games like Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee, both for the GameCube and the Xbox, but he's not a playable character. Yeah. He's in his saucer form, spraying sulfuric acid around, lowering the energy of the monsters. He's also in Godzilla Unleashed, but only for the DS version, also not a playable character. And he is also in the Godzilla game for the PS4 or PS3, whatever you have. And he's a playable character in it. And also too, about the Save the Earth thing, there is a Godzilla game called Save the Earth, but Hidra's not in it.
Ironic.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if he's in the mod Godzilla Save the Earth Melee, which is a mod. I don't know how to download that. I don't know how to get it. Don't ask me.
I wouldn't know. I don't even know how to do this channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I guess, if I was to give Godzilla versus, which one should I pick? I guess the one that started it all. If I was to review Godzilla versus the Smog Monster in any form, just as a movie, I would give it 9.5 rolls of pink insulation out of 10, just because I grew up with it, so I'm kind of biased.
Oh, and also too, Hidra also appeared in the 2004 movie Godzilla Final Wars. And also too, if you watch the credits of Godzilla Final Wars, there's an unused scene of Hidra attacking Tokyo Bay or something by spraying sulfuric acid around the city. And also too, there is an unused soundtrack of Hidra, which you can listen to on YouTube. I guess it's for when Hidra attacks the city or something. And also too, there is a short of Godzilla vs. Hidra for Godzilla Fest. And the director...
Uh-oh, he's got a piece of paper.
Yeah, with information.
The
director...
I didn't bring one this time, because...
Yeah, you didn't plan ahead.
Yeah, I know.
The director of the short is, let's see if I get his name right, Kazuhira Nakagawa, or something.
I never try to pronounce his name.
But he is the director of the short. And if I was to give the short a rating, it would be, I guess I would give it maybe a 10 out of 10 rolls of pink.
Holy crap, a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It had...
I would hope so if you gave it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it had different versions. It had different soundtracks from different Godzilla movies. And, you know, they used the Godzilla and the Hydra from the Godzilla Final Wars movie. And, you know, it was pretty good. Now, if you want to see the full short, you'll have to go to Wikizilla. Yeah, to see the full short. Now, the full screen is hidden in one of the corners of the box or whatever. And
I have no idea.
if you have to, you know, scroll your cursor around, and if your cursor lands on it, the speech bubble or something would say full screen. And, you know, that's where you can click it. And like what Dad said, this movie is an environmental Godzilla movie. And if you own the official Big Godzilla Compendium book...
I do.
Mm-hmm. You would find out that, because it does say that. The official Godzilla Compendium book, it does say that it's an environmental message.
Yeah.
And it says...
Apparently, nobody's taken heed to.
Yeah.
50 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, too, it also describes other messages in other Godzilla movies, like the 1954 Godzilla movie, which I'm not going to get into here.
I hope not. This is already 20 minutes long.
And also, too, you know, we need to help the ocean. You know, there are trash out there that is a big problem. It can be a big problem for animals, like plastic bags like this one. You know, sea turtles like to eat jellyfish, and when a plastic bag like this gets in the ocean, sea turtles can mistake them for jellyfish. And also, too, you know, animals can also get caught in things like this thing that you put your sodas and cans in.
Oh, I thought that was a Halloween mask.
What?
Oh. Whoops.
Anyway, I remember also in elementary school that we performed a play. I don't know what grade I was in, but we dressed up as sea creatures. I was a lobster. And we discussed, and in the play we discussed how trash like this, we use this to describe how bad it is for creatures who get caught in them, and how bad it is for the ocean. And also, too, plastic milk jug rings, creatures can also get caught in them. And here's a plastic ring from a water bottle. I'm pretty sure a creature can get caught in it or get sick when they eat it.
So anyway, if you have this release or you've seen this movie, leave a comment down in the comments section and tell me what you thought of it. I probably rated it a little high just because, like I said, I've seen this movie a million times when I was a kid. Although, even though I've seen it as a kid, I don't watch the English dub anymore. It's always the Japanese with English subtitles.
Yeah, I think that is better.
It doesn't seem as fake when you don't have weird voices coming out of people, you know. But if you like English dub, I know it's a chore to... A lot of people don't like reading subtitles, so... You know, whatever you like to do.
Yeah.
So until next time, when hopefully I'll have an actual Christmas movie to discuss and review.
Only a few days left till Christmas.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
So we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Save the Earth.